live first on Facebook, then Insta, and there we are on Facebook. Very excited. I do love these live at 5 chats. They are so much fun, and it's going to be a really fun one today with my pal Melinda Curtis, best-selling author of, I don't even keep track anymore. She's like a writing machine, you
Me
guys.
either.
Oh, yeah. We were just talking before we went live here of her many looming deadlines. A few of them I think are going to whisk right past you waving and say it was nice almost knowing you. But we appreciate you taking time to talk here today. I think this is going to be fun. And hopefully we'll have some bodies. You guys know how that works. I always feel better once I see an eyeball has joined us. But we're starting a couple minutes early, mainly because the last time I did this, we had technical difficulties. I was in an echo chamber. My poor guest had to come on with her phone, and we finally made it work. But good, Diane has arrived. That means somebody's found us. So welcome, Diane. So happy you could join us while we do our spring fling, easy for me to say, conversation. Mel, does your dog want to join us? You should just let your dog come join us.
Do you want me to? Can you hear
Yeah.
her barking?
Yeah, well, tell her she needs to come in.
Okay. Okay.
Gimp over to the door.
I'm going to, walk over to the door. Where'd she go? Come on now. Come on now.
Everybody here loves dogs, right?
Well, she's, we have hardwood floors, and she is older. And apparently older dogs don't like to walk on hardwood floors.
Oh.
So she actually needs a comfort person when she travels around the house, because she's like, oh, there are hardwood floors. And,
You're her comfort person.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very sweet. What kind of dog is it? Can she be on camera? Could she say hi, or is it too hard to get her on camera?
Hang on, she's under the desk already. Let's see. You see her?
There she is. Oh, she's so sweet. Hi, baby. All right. So I have 2 guests today for our spring fling. Nancy's made it from rainy Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, you guys, I gotta say, I knew when spring had sprung because I felt like I had just a few days ago, felt like I'd been hit with a truck. Pollen was so bad here in the Pacific Northwest where we are. I mean, at one point I did a little reader appreciation luncheon for some of my super readers. And the day after they'd left, I thought, was somebody in the mud? There was just this thick brownie, and it was like pollen. It had rained and the pollen had turned to mud. I've never seen anything like it. It was just gross.
Oh.
So, we love spring, but for those of us with allergies, maybe not so much. But we're going to have all kinds of interesting things to talk about. We're going to have some gardening tips to share, and we're going to have some travel tips because travel season is right around the corner. Hi, Marianne. I see you. Glad you joined us. Very fun. Here from Arizona, we've got Wisconsin, New Jersey, and Arizona represented so far. So that's just great. Glad that you could join us today. So anyway, so we're going to get plugged in and just plunge in and get started. Cindy's made it. Hi, cutie. Glad to have you with us. And Pam is here. Yeah. Appreciate y'all joining us. So let's start. I'll have to show you, see if I can reach around and get this. I'm not showing you what my dining table looks like because I don't know. Every time I'm not looking, it turns into a desk. I don't know how this happens. I love everything to look cute like a magazine. And then Gerhard will be working here. And right now I'm doing something. It's a disaster. But when it's not looking like, I have to show you. This is so cute. I've got this years ago at a little garage sale. Can you guys see this? So that's sitting there on a green runner with a cute little, is that just the cutest little thing or what?
Very spring-like, yeah.
Glass green flower.
Okay, so why did you pick that out? Because you are not a gardening person.
The girl. No, you know what? I'm not that, unless I can eat it, I'm not that interested in it. And we don't have garden space at our little house here where we are on the beach. It started out as a cabin and they added on, and all yard disappeared. So I have house and deck, but I have pots. I have my little pots that I'm growing. I just added another blueberry bush to my collection. I've got a little blueberry farm going here. And I planted in my pots, I planted just the other day, I planted rhubarb, beets, carrots, and spinach. So that's my big exciting there. And that's it.
Nice.
So that's why we got Melinda here, because she is the gardening expert. Hi, all of you who have made it. Couldn't see it. I'll show it again, Kelly. I'll try one more time here. I don't know how did that happen. So that, can you see it? Where is it now? There's its little, it's my little watering can. It's a little sprout. It's got its little tools. It's a cute little boat. Isn't that cute? I've had it for years. I don't remember what garage sale I got it at, but I think it's darling. So that's part of my little centerpiece along with my green flower and my table runner. Hi, everybody who's made it. Lisa's made it. And hi from South Carolina. Okay. Husband taught high school architecture. Well, Lisa, you better be sharing some tips, right?
Agriculture. Yeah.
Yeah, we are expecting tips. Very, very cool. And who else said something? I'm trying to keep track. Oh, why are you planting in your area? Well, because by now, theoretically, it's almost May. I think we're safe from frost. And I just planted seeds. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to plunge right into it with Mel because it's not been that long since you moved from California up to Oregon to your new house. And I know you did a bunch of landscaping stuff, didn't you, when you moved in? What all did you do?
We did. Yeah. Well, the front was just lawn. There was no shrubbery or anything. So
wow.
when we bumped out the house, we had a lot of extra dirt. So we created, mounds, architectural mounds, and then we put plants and things on the mound to grow.
Oh, lovely.
So there was a lot of stuff that needed to be done when we got here.
That's a lot of work. How long did that take to do all that?
Probably 6 months.
Wow. That is a lot of, when we lived at our little house at the lake, we built a house. It was going to be the family summer home and then became the let's retire here home. Oh my gosh, I remember I could eat anything I want. I'm hurking wheelbarrows of dirt and hauling stuff around and mulch and oh my goodness. And it was a lot of work. I actually kind of enjoyed that though, because again, there were many edibles in that house. I had my blueberry bushes and my raspberries and my fruit trees. And it was great. I just have to have something edible all the time or I'm not happy. Because I don't know what that is. Isn't that called scarcity brain where you're always worried, oh my gosh, I need food? Oh, Kelly just assured me it's okay to plant. So I'm okay. Oh, rhubarb. You know what? I got to say, Kathy, I tried doing rhubarb in a pot. And for some reason, it has not done well. I don't know if its roots get soggy or what, but it just sort of croaks on me. I don't know what happens with my rhubarb. Fortunately, I have a friend who has rhubarb plants, and so she gives me some, but I've never had any luck. Oh, Kelly just planted 2 pink lilacs. Oh, that sounds so
lovely.
Good. Joe Marie thinks we could still have an unexpected freeze. Gosh, end of April? Well, maybe we could.
Pacific Northwest, you're actually not supposed to plant or put out plants until Mother's Day in the Pacific Northwest. And the only reason I know this is because I sign up for every local nursery's newsletter.
Wow. Okay.
And so they send me tips. What should you be doing in the garden this week? And come by,
Yeah, come by and buy something. That's very good strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe, but I'm thinking since these are seeds and they're under the ground, if they don't come up, then I'll just something. But because it wasn't like I planted plants or starters or anything. But I guess it'll be too early to buy any basil, though. I won't go crazy and buy my basil plant yet. That could be a disaster. But so do you have some great gardening tips that you have learned that you want to share?
Some great gardening tips. The thing is, I follow my mom's gardening advice, which is put it somewhere and see if it grows. And if it doesn't grow, move it somewhere the next year and see if it grows. And if it doesn't grow after that, it probably isn't right for your property.
If it's not going to cooperate and grow, it's not going to stay. Oh, that's funny. That's probably a really good tip.
Yeah.
Well, even though you guys, I do not have the green thumb, I have a couple of tips. So one of them, I collected a bunch of gardening tips way back when I was writing Love and Bloom, which is a classic now. By the way, I'm going to be giving away, not this copy. The only thing I can find on the internet, and this was an ARC anyway, on the internet anymore is, I believe it was hardcover. It might have even been large print, but I'm going to give away in honor of spring a copy of Love Bloom. And Mill also, even though she is on deadline for 800 million books, has also offered to do a giveaway of a book. And so again, that's for those of you who show up and are participating, and we'll be drawing a name later. Oh, you even have a cover. Oh, cute. Okay, well, I can't tell what the title is, but
I even have a cover. So this came out last month, and it's winning. I'm sorry, it's probably backwards. Winning the Bull Rider's Heart.
Oh, so that's like a Harlequin special. How fun is that? Yeah. Okay, guys. So if you like cowboys, be sure and post that somewhere in the comments. Say, I like cowboys, or I like gardening books, and we'll be checking. We'll draw a name a little bit later on, or I'll put Gerhard to work and make him draw. By the way, I saw Debbie. I saw you coming in from Zephyr Hills, so that's fun that you've joined us. So fun to see. So Nicole's here. Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And Sonia has arrived. Hi, glad you're here. And so here are my two big exciting gardening tips. One of them, and this is one, like I said, that I got when I was working on Love in Bloom, and that was, let me see if I can find so I get the right amount. Oh, it says plant a 50-cent flower in a $5 hole. In other words, invest the money in your soil, because preparing the soil with good nutrients for your plants and flowers is going to guarantee that they're happy and healthy. And I thought that's because sometimes they just stick in the ground, and you need to make sure the ground is prepped. One of my besties, this is way back, and she was getting ready to landscape her house, and she was anxious to get in and start doing all this. And she talked to the owner of the nursery. He said, don't be in a hurry. He said, you got to spend time getting that soil ready. And she followed his advice, and she had an amazing garden, all from being patient, which brings me to my other tip about being patient. So here's my story on blueberries. I had 4 bushes, and I decided I need more blueberries. So I went to the nursery the other day, and they had various kinds and various sizes, and they had the nice kind of tall bushes, and I looked at the price, $30. I could buy a lot of blueberries in the grocery store for $30. And then I looked, and they had a little baby one for half price, $15. Well, guess which one I bought? Because you guys know I'm a thrifty little soul. So I bought my smaller one. I thought, I can be patient. I can wait to have blueberries. If I don't get a big bumper crop, that's okay, because I saved money. Eventually the blueberries will come. And I have some others. Nicole says she's munching on oatmeal. Gee whiz, don't be talking about food. You're going to make me hungry. Oh, Mary Ann, Chris said, I like cowboys. Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind, Mary Ann. Haven't been able to grow much in Phoenix. Well, it is a little hot there, right?
Yes.
That does make a difference. And Melissa's here. Melissa likes gardening. So guys, and Becky's here from Arlington, Texas. So if you have a gardening tip to share, please feel free to share it, because it's fun to share those tips and help each other. So Mel's has got, you give it a chance in one place. If it doesn't grow, you move it. And then if after that, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, it's not meant to be yours, right? So that's what we decided as far as the plant. All right.
Yeah. I bought a blueberry plant half price last October, I think at Home Depot or Lowe's somewhere. So if you buy off season, and it looked like it was kind of sad, kind of like a Charlie Brown blueberry bush, but it's done well. I mean, it looks like it's ready to produce stuff. The problem is we only bought one. There was only one.
Well, Kelly says you have to have at least 2 for fruit.
Yep.
So it needs a mate. It needs a helper. Montgomery is, how long does it take? Was it her asked? Yeah. How long does it take for blueberry plants to mature? It does take a little while. It took me a couple of years. The ones that I have now, I bought a little larger. So the first year, not much, but the second year, there was more. And then the third year, I was loaded. And that was another garden saying I heard. And boy, is this true. When it comes to things growing and planting things, it is sleep, creep, and leap. And I didn't believe that. And so I planted all kinds of stuff every which way. There's no rhyme or reason, because I didn't know what I was doing. And that was okay, because it was a sleep year. Everything looked bare naked, because it's all dirt. So I thought I have to plant more. And then they began to creep. And by the leap year, it was like, well, I guess it was like the Sheila equivalent of an English garden, only it wasn't quite as pretty as it was just stuff everywhere. I just had to kind of reorganize everything because again, it comes back to that patience and maybe planning ahead. Sonia posted, Steve says plenty of fertilizer and water for them. Yeah, and Joanne said she's in Colorado. They're having a terrible drought and nothing's growing.
Wow.
I'm just wondering if there are some drought resistant things you can plant. Some of those succulents and things. I don't think of dry when I think of Colorado. I wonder why that is. When I think it's Colorado, I just think of mountains. But, yeah, that's not good if you're having drought issues. So if anybody has any tips to share what to plant for drought. Kathy says fall plants need love. I love it. Diane's tip is, my gardening tip is plastic flowers, since we have a lot of deer and they eat everything. They even at my styrofoam. Oh my gosh. We have some major deer issues at our beach place. And I had it when we moved to our lake house too. I remember, again, obviously I love my berries. I had just planted a whole little section, my little blueberry farm. And I remember thinking, man, I better get out and net those. It's time to get those netted. And then it was too late. The next morning I got up and the deer had gobbled, they had just devoured I was beside myself. I was beside myself. So you know what we did? We got a deer sprinkler. And that just fixed the problem. Nobody gets hurt, but Bambi comes sneaking up to devour stuff, and it goes, and it gets them with it. It goes, ah! Bambi runs away. So no one's hurt, but someone is told, get out of here. And that worked great. So when we had got our little place down at the beach, wanted to plant some stuff, and thought, well, we'll try the deer sprinkler down there. Well, that was a disaster because anybody who lives at the beach knows it is windy at the beach. So every other second, the sprinkler is being set off. And my husband's like, why is our water bill so high? And finally we figured it out. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's okay, Bambi. But the things that, deer, at least where we are, that deer won't eat, they don't like rosemary. They won't eat that. They won't eat your rhodies, and they don't like lavender. Although one year they did, some little baby Bambi didn't get the message and gobbled up all my rhododendron blooms, but that doesn't usually happen. So there are some things that you can plant that the deer won't eat, but it gets to be very challenging to find something.
Yeah. Yeah. And up here, I think someone said, what kind of soil do you plant the berries in? Our soil is very clay, like boggy kind of, doesn't drain really well. And I think all kinds of berries do well in bad soil like that.
Yeah.
Well,
and I would always, in fact, if we brought some home, I always would mulch my blueberry bushes with wood ash from the wood stove. And they like that. Not sure why.
Yeah.
Somebody out there will know why, but that's a good thing. Oh, my friend Teresa is
I'm sure.
Tuning in from Malaysia. Hi, Teresa. That's so fun to see her tuning in all the way from Malaysia. Very fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of those tips help you guys, but feel free to keep the tips coming. And I guess who just said that where they are, it's been really bad too. I can't remember who it was. Was it Virginia?
Joe Marie is asking about where I'm from. I'm the Pacific Northwest too. I'm about 3 hours south of Sheila in Oregon.
So yeah, I have to say, this side of the mountains in Washington, we really do have pretty doggone good growing weather. Although when you go east of the mountains, of course, that is where you find a lot of the wineries and the apple orchards and the various fruit orchards. But they have very extreme weather. They have extreme winters, they have boiling hot summers, but they just are very good at using the river to irrigate. So that makes a difference. But it is definitely hard when you've got a drought, trying to find something you can garden. Oh, it was Lisa who said that. Haven't had much rain where she is. Boy, I love, if I'm going to recommend things to grow, lavender always tops the list because you can do so much with it. You can do sachets. I love it in baking. Oh my gosh. I bake a fabulous lavender cake, lavender sugar cookies, lavender ice cream. Oh, and of course, all your French, your French cuisine, lavender in it.
Yeah.
So can't go wrong. If you can plant herbs, that's always a good thing. So anyway, well, that's the gardening. So, if sometime this summer, we're actually not going to do a ton of traveling. We're kind of staycation. And so it's nice to have a garden to enjoy when you're staycationing. But Mel and I also do both like to travel, and we're going to switch gears because summer and travel season is right around the corner. And Mel just took a big trip and survived. For those that don't know, Mel tried to do great damage to herself way back months and months ago. In fact, I was like, said we were going to go do this readers luncheon together, and like 2 days before she goes, I can't travel. Do you want to tell me a little what happened to you?
Yeah, I think it was like 3 weeks before before we were supposed to do that Utah readers lunch. I was just preoccupied with all my stress and all my deadlines and everything I was doing, and I was trying to take my dogs to the vet, and I tripped and fell on like an unexpected curb. Shouldn't have been there, and popped off both my ankle bones and cracked my fibia, excuse me, like an egg. So 3 different bones broken, and I'm still gimpy here. However many months later it is, like 8 months later. It's horrifying. But we had this trip planned, this grand trip planned in February and March, where we went to New Zealand and Australia. And my doctor said, well, you know, you can go, like, wear hiking boots, you know, get an ice pack that you can fill, things like that. So the very first day that we landed in New Zealand, we went on what's called a beach and bush tour, which is you hike along the cliffs and down the cliffs and back up the cliffs and along a black sand beach, and then through a rainforest, like all these great things. I think I walked 15,000 steps that day, which I had not walked more than probably 6,000 steps in that whole time. And that was in my training mode for this trip. So I was like gimpily walking along. And when I came back, I was telling the doctor, I'm not walking right. And so I had to go in for x-rays. Along the way, I get all these x-rays because I have all this hardware. And apparently I bent a screw, and then a screw came out. But let me tell you, everyone should go to New Zealand. That's like my big message here, because it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So it was worth it all your misery?
All the misery, nights spent in the hotel room with my foot propped up and iced, it was worth it all.
Man, well, that's just not fun. Well, this is why I'm just not a jock. I always wanted to be a jock. I've been trying to play tennis since I was 12. And I still not going to give up. I think there's knee replacement in my future, I think at the end of the summer. And I'm still not going to take me off the courts. But I guess that's all to say. I'm just not the most graceful woman on the planet. And so there's always a little oopsie moment. And some of them have happened when we've been traveling. One of the stupidest ones was just a few years back we were doing. In fact, it was a reader's cruise, not the one we've done, but one before. And a bunch of us did one of those Christmas cruises, European Christmas cruises in Germany and in Austria, and it was so much fun. But we had gone to see a concert in Vienna, and when it was time to leave, I went what I thought was the door we were all leaving by, and of course, sweet Gerhard, he just sort of goes wherever Sheila wants to go, and we're going to he goes, nobody's following us. There was a reason, because we were going to the wrong exit, and it turned out it was kind of a winding staircase, and we're going down this. He's like, I think we're going the wrong way. I was like, well, we're halfway down now, but I didn't realize it was a winding stair. And as you all know, with winding staircases, that inside gets narrower as you go down. And I missed my footing. I didn't go flump, flump, flump down the stairs, but I went bloop and kind of hung on to I did something, jerked my leg. But I thought, okay, I'm fine. So off we get. And then later that night, I had to show off my dance moves during the West Coast Swing when it was the club time. And all of a sudden, something went snap. And I'm like, this can't be good. And I went limping off. No, actually, I danced one more time. I limped through the dance and I limped off the floor and went, okay. but I'll be fine. So then the next day we're walking everywhere. And by the way, I don't know if May, my travel buddy, she was on that cruise. If she probably remembers that, but oh dear. So I walked everywhere, but I'm okay. I'm okay. So then we get home, and then a week or two later, we're off to go see our kids, and we're going to go for New Year's. I stepped wrong on the escalator, and that was all she wrote. And I'm just in tears, and Gerhard's in a wheelchair and wheeled me to the air. I was so mortified. It's like, I can walk, I can walk. It's like, no, you can't. Oh, golly. And that has started. That's a good part of why my knee is going to be getting repaired, because if you look at the kneecap in the x-ray, it's like a little French beret, and it kind of goes, whoop. So it's very not good. Oh man. So that was one of my many adventures. And then let's see. Oh yeah, we did our British Isles cruise, and that was going well. But then we arrived at a certain port, and norovirus came on board. And so I did battle with norovirus, and Nora won. So that was fun. And then this last, I'm going to scare you guys off from traveling. I shouldn't tell you all this. Then when we were in the Vatican, I'm positive, I think I picked up my little germ there. I thought I was getting just a cold, and it turned into an ear infection. And oh my gosh, that was so, which I kindly shared with my sister-in-law. And at one point, I went to Gibraltar, and we were taking this little tour, and we went to this t-shirt. Anyway, by then she couldn't talk and I couldn't hear. So we're like writing notes back and forth so we could communicate. Oh my gosh, I remember finally flying back, and my ears were literally sloshing. And then I learned later, you really shouldn't fly ear infection. But I didn't. My ears are fine after both eardrums burst, if things finally healed. But oh golly. So I guess maybe when it comes to we're going to move now into travel tips. And one of my travel tips is travel with everything known to man when it comes to medications. I know more. I will not travel without Imodium or without, for the opposite end, if you need stool softeners, I will not travel without UTI medication, because you never know. And I mean, I have all this list of things. They're all in my little bag of Nurse Sheila goodies, because it really pays to be prepared. You don't necessarily know what you're going to find or what's going to be handy for you. And, and also like balm for if you get an owie, if you fall, like Sheila did. But that's, okay, that sounds like a lot of adventures. But when you stop and think how many years my husband and I have been traveling, we lived in Germany when we were first married. He grew up there, so we've made many trips back. He's taken tours there, and we've done that. We've done other cruises, and we do love to travel, and so we have survived. But also, I think sometimes you get older, after a while, this is so much work. Do I want to do this? The answer is yeah. If you can still walk, you probably do want to do it, because there will come a time when you can't, and so I think it's a really good thing to do. But travel. So Sheila's travel tips. Make sure you have travel insurance, because you just don't know when you might need it. And you don't necessarily have to
I think the older you get, that's definitely true. The older you get,
Yeah, I think you're right. And you don't necessarily have to get it through the cruise line. With our particular insurance, we can get it through an arm of our regular insurance. But make sure you do that. Make sure you've got it for your car too when you're traveling, because you just don't know. Oh, by the way, Cindy wants to know what breed of fur baby you have, Melinda.
Oh, she's a terrier mix, like a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix.
Oh, what a cute mix.
Accident.
She's very cute. Oh, Nicole says I had both my eardrums burst too. It hurts. Yeah, it's not fun. And then of course you're
poor Nicole.
What? I just have weird things. I don't know. I'm just when it comes to travel and strange things, I am like a weird magnet. I won't even go into all the stuff, because you'll all either die of boredom or die laughing, one or the other. Anyway, so there's the one tip, travel insurance. And now, Mel, you've probably seen this too. The big thing now, if you're going to England or almost any other parts of Europe, you need to get an ETA. That does not mean estimated time of arrival. That means electronic travel authorization. Have you seen that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to, usually it's within 48 hours of landing in a country, you have to have all this, it used to be paperwork, but now it's all online. So there are travel apps for that. So you do need to fill that out. Or you could be like my husband who hands me his phone and says, can you fill mine out too?
This for me. Now that's me and Gerhard. Gerhard does everything, and I just kind of go along for the ride, which is kind
Yeah.
of funny. So because when we did our readers cruise together, I was bringing my little buddy who was my massage therapist and my friend, but she was having some health issues, and so I was kind of like in charge. and I have gotten so used to my husband handling everything. I'm like little Princess Poo Poo, and he just does it all. And I go for along for the ride. So in a way, it was really good because I thought I know. Look at the hair color, guys. I know I'm not 30 anymore, but I don't need to go in little old lady mode where everybody does everything for me. So it was good to be a little independent. And we laughed later. She said, "No, you did a good job of getting us everywhere. The only thing I did was I tried to put us on the wrong boat that was docked at one of our stops." She goes, "Wait, that's the wrong boat." I know I would have figured it out by the time we got to the boat. But other than that, I did a really good job. Oh, and the other thing that happened though, coming back, so you download your on your app, your airline app, you download your ticket, and there it is. And I had done that. Well, somehow it vanished off my app. I couldn't get it, couldn't bring it up. Here I need my ticket at the airport, and I don't have a copy. Finally, a really nice lady helped me do all that. But ever since then, we download our electronic ticket. We take a picture and put it in our photo section because that way it's still there. Oh, Pam, interesting. You should mention Karen Shaler because she's one of my travel tips. For those of you who would like to get lots of updated information, Karen Shaler, and she has, and I got to make sure I got that written down right. Yeah. Travel Therapy TV. She is on social media, but she's also on YouTube. If you don't happen to be on TikTok or Instagram, you can find her on YouTube. And she's got lots of travel tips. So if you're not following her, make sure you're following Karen because she has lots of good tips for you. And when it comes to other tips, one of my other favorite people I like is, I'll make sure I get it right, Airport Patricia. And she is a head airport security lady, and she's always in her uniform. She's always offering important travel tips, how to get through the airport. So those are two really good things to follow. And the other thing, and I know you'll find that Karen is saying that also, if you've got travel plans, book your airline tickets early because airlines are canceling flights and they're juggling things because, of course, gas prices are being a problem. So those are some little travel tips. Mel, do you have some travel
being a problem? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we actually, when we plan stuff, we book flights like 9 or 10 months out. Depending if you're one of the airline reward, you sign up for their mileage plan or whatever. You don't have to get their credit card. But once you sign up for that, you get kind of early rights to when things get opened up, when tickets open up and stuff. So I would do that. But I'm going to give you some of my funny tips.
I'm up for funny tips. Oh, shoot, Mel, before we go that, I'm going to forget. Kathy wants to know, are you going to have a Christmas book out this year?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have two cowboy Christmas books, two different coming out at two different times. Because I'm writing cowboys for two publishers now. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, so never fear. She will have Christmas books out. But now, meanwhile, back to your travel tips.
When I've been traveling with my husband since he retired, he likes a window seat because I don't know if some of you guys have seen him or met him on the road with me, but he's 6'5". And he likes the exit row and he likes the window because then he has a little bit of extra room. And I am an aisle person, but he does not like that I sit in the aisle and leave him in the window. And then when we talk over the person in the middle, they always want to switch me. And I'm like, no. So
don't you want to be part of our conversation?
Right. For the sake of our marriage, when I travel with him, I sit in the middle seat. And people spill over. Let me tell you etiquette. Etiquette is the person who is suffering in the middle seat gets both armrests. Sorry, people. That's the rule.
I like that rule.
But I often get somebody who will just, put his leg underneath my seat in front of me. You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
I'm looking at them like, what the heck are you doing? And I have developed this way of getting people to stay in their own space. And what you do is you just take a breath, relax, maybe, say a little bit of meditation, like today is such a joyful day, I'm going to a joyful place, and you pretend you're asleep. And then all of a sudden you just startle with your arms and legs, and that person will get away immediately, almost immediately.
Oh my gosh,
It has
that's
never failed me. So,
oh my gosh. Okay, you heard it
so
here, folks.
this is the middle seat way to get people to because men see a woman and they just spill over. Men just spill over. They are so bad. They're so bad at that.
They tend to. But I do have to say, I feel bad. It feels like most of us have increased and seats have shrunk. And I feel some of these bigger guys that they get stuck in the seat and they're kind of like this. I always feel so bad for them because it's like,
yeah,
oh, how do you fit into that? Oh my
yeah.
God. Oh dear. Well, so that's a great tip. I'm of course I never sit in the middle because I think who was it that Pam said that she wants to be on the aisle. I am up 800 times. I have to go potty. Oh, now I have to stretch my legs. Oh, now I think oh my gosh, I'm getting a blood clot. I have to walk up I mean, it's not easy being a hypochondriac and traveling. By the way, I got to tell you guys, after we came back from doing Easter with our kids in California, and I was up and down 800 million times, but like, ow, the back of my leg is sore. That's it. Deep vein thrombosis. I better go to the emergency room and get this checked. And Gerhard was still asleep. And we have this odd little crazy parking place at our house. Things kind of slurp around into each other's areas. We kind of almost got our little parking area, and then we got this little teeny spot. And then there's my neighbor's truck kind of in back of that. But theoretically, there's lots of room to get around. Well, for those of you who have not heard of my many adventures with the new car, this was owie number 3 I have done. I told somebody, I'm sorry, I don't swear. I am not a swearer. I'm just not going to do that, except I have sworn 3 times this year. And I want you to know each time was when I was in the new car and I hit something. And then I had to apologize to God. I'm really sorry, and please don't curse this car. Oh my gosh. And so I was trying to get out of the way. I thought, and this is a help the old lady car. I'm supposed to go beep, beep, beep if you're going to go into something. And it didn't beep, beep, beep. It didn't care if I was going to hit the truck. Anyway, so I thought, I better turn. And so I kind of went to turn, and I caught his back metal bumper with my left fragile headlight. No harm to his truck, but I cracked the headlight, and we are now regular visitors with the car repair place. I think I'm going to get my sleeping bag, move in, because that's how bad it is. Anyway, so all of that because I thought, oh, for sure I'm getting deep vein thrombosis. Really, guys, wear your compression socks. And Sonia said that. Sonia, and that's so ironic. I was wearing compression socks. What was my problem? But wear your compression socks if it's a long flight, especially, and do your little stretches with your leg and your toe and heel up and down, and get up and move. Don't just sit there, letting everything pool. Do get up and move. It's a lot easier to do, though, isn't it, when you have an aisle seat? So there you go. There are our fabulous travel tips from Mel and Sheila. And I must say, I do love cruising, had fun. And I haven't seen any names of anybody here who might have been on our last readers cruise with us, but that was so much fun. What was your favorite part of that cruise? I had a favorite part. What was yours?
What was my favorite part? You know what? I loved this one show that was on the back of the boat. It was like, there was a story. I didn't quite follow the story. It was a story, and there was dancing, and there was like, sword fighting and acrobatics, and it was all done around a pool. So sometimes the floor would come up, and they would be dancing and splashing, and then the floor. Yeah, a couple times. And
Oh,
then
wow.
the floor would go down and people would high dive into it. New guards would come in and dive into it. And it was kind of mind blowing. And I'm like, I know there's a story here, and this is our hero. And I'm not quite sure why everything is going on, but it was just kind of mind blowing how they'd be dancing on the surface of the water and
Well,
then
that's
people
so
would dive in.
cool.
Yeah.
How did they do that? How did they dance on the surface one minute and dive the
And,
next?
I don't know. I don't know. The thing was going up and down, and it was pretty fabulous. I just, you don't often see a show like that. So I know that stuck out to me. But the thing that I liked, the favorite part of the going on the reader cruise was just laughing so much with people.
Oh my gosh, we had so much fun.
We
It was such
laughed so
a great group
hard.
play. Oh, it was hilarious. It was
Mhm.
just so much fun. And my favorite part, I mean, we had these exotic locales, of course, and that was always really lovely getting off the boat and seeing everything. But my favorite part was the fun and games after the shows and stuff. A bunch of us would go to whatever that room was, the library or whatever it was that was reserved with,
The
and they had,
library. Yeah.
oh my gosh, and we would play games, and it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, it was just really,
Mhm.
really a fun time. And a lot of you, I think some of you are going on our next cruise, which is 2027. So we'll just drop that out there too for those of
Yeah.
you who might want to come along. We are going to be going up the East Coast in September of 2027, all the way up to Quebec. It's a fall colors cruise. You can blame this on me if there aren't any colors yet, because I wanted to make it at a time when Gerhardt would be coming along while leaving behind. And Gerhardt has got a huge, I mean, huge landmark birthday that month. And so I'm thinking, ooh, we'll have to do some special things for him and really embarrass him and make everybody give him cards for his big birthday. But anyway, it's going to be great fun. And this was, what
Mhm.
was about 3 years back, wasn't it, Mel, when we took a poll right here going, let's all do another cruise. Where would you all like to go? And we had everything suggested from Hawaii to the Caribbean, and actually the East Coast won. So that's why we're going up the East Coast. And we've got a little group here on Facebook. What's our name?
Oh,
What's our name,
holy
Mel?
moly. Yeah. I'll look it up. Hang on. Keep
Look at
talking.
it. It's gone right out of my little brain. Jeannie says, I went on my first cruise in January. Oh, how fun. Carnival, the Bahamas.
Reader and author adventures. If you search reader and author adventures,
Okay.
that's us.
That's us. And you
Has
can
a
ask to
picture of
join.
the Eiffel Tower and something from China on there. Yeah.
So Jeannie,
So if you're on Facebook, look us up.
Jeannie has done it now, gone with veterans. Now you're a veteran. You need to join us. There is still time
That's
to do
right.
this, you guys. And the travel agency, Starlight, is it Starlight too? Anyway, they're so sweet. These ladies are so nice, and they will
Mhm.
work with any kind of plan that you want to make with making payments or whatever. And you've got a whole year to pay for it. So, and it's
Yeah.
really not that it's a week-long cruise, and I think we're just going to have a really fun time. It's going to be just awesome. So I will post a link for that after we're done, if any of you would like to check it out, and you can get all the info on what it costs to go. And Mel and I are going. So all of you who have seen Peggy Doviak on here many times dishing out financial advice, Peggy will be going. Oh, Marianne has posted, yeah, Readers and Author Adventures. Thank you for posting, Marianne.
There you go. Thank you, Marianne.
I believe, isn't Maisie Yates signed up? I think Maisie's signed up, and so is Megan Crane.
Yeah, they last time I talked to them, they still plan to go. So there's those two. Who else?
Yeah.
Well, Jane Porter was considering going.
We don't know yet
know.
what's going on with
I
Jane.
don't, I don't know yet. I'm going to see her next month, so maybe I'll
see if she's planning on
poke her.
coming back. It will be, I mean, that last one, it really was fun. We all got pretty bonded. It was just a lovely group, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Played a lot of special games with just the authors, and of course, everybody bought goodies to give away, which was nice. So that was
everyone went home with lots of books. And
They should.
the thing I loved about it was we weren't all like, going around all together. We would break off like, oh, who wants to go to cupcake decorating class? Who wants to go out and walk, the port, and do a little shopping? So we would break into little groups and then come back together for meals and come back together for game time at night. And
Yeah, we
it
kind
was
of
really
tried to tell
fun.
everybody where we were going to be. And of course, that you've got these apps now you can use where you can say, we're here, we're there. And we made sure we all had tables, had a couple of big tables so we could all sit together. And that way you could kind of talk to people too and figure out, who's doing what and would you like to. And of course, if you just want to
Yeah.
sit and read, you can do that, But the thing I like about cruising, there is something for everyone. If you want to be a party animal, you can party. If you want to go to a show and then go to your room, you can do that. And it's just very, very, very fun. So anyway, but I'll
For
post the link for that.
everybody.
That'll be fun. Yeah, yeah. Oh my, Nancy's got thunder coming her way. And we're gonna, and it's almost time for us to say
Uh-oh.
goodbye. Anyway, but this has been very fun. I'm very excited. I've got another fun chat coming up for next week. I have lots of fun things planned. The only time we won't be doing a live, everybody, will be in May. The last 2 weeks in May, Gerhard and I are flying to Shreveport for his graduation. He got his doctorate degree, and we're from that college there, and we're going to go down for that. And then we have Memorial Day weekend, and I know you'll all be busy on that. But then we'll be back on track. All kinds of fun things planned.
Wow.
Interviews. Going to do Christmas in July stuff. And so lots of fun things coming up. So be sure to hang in. Oh, one more thing too, I will mention, and you will see that announcement at some point in May. We are going to bring back, starting that second week, I'll announce more about it at the end of the first week in May. We're going to bring back our May You Be Blessed campaign. And every week we will draw a name to give away a $25. I think Gerhardt's going to find some gas cards with the price of gas, so you can put your name in the drawing for that. But don't put your name in the drawing for anything
That's lovely.
but it's coming up. We did this. We've been doing this, and I think we didn't do it last year, and I want to bring that back. So we have lots of fun things coming. And if you do want to hang out cruising with Mel and me and all the other gals, you can tell we're great fun. How would you not want to travel with us, right? So that's it. No traveling for us this year. Let's all work on our gardens and have a good time and plan to keep gathering for these chats. And that I'll be looking forward to more of that with you all. And I'm very grateful that Mel was open to come and do this and share her travel adventure. She's proof that even if you're wounded, you can
do it. You can do it.
By the way, what cruise line did you do that with? Just out of curiosity, when you did your Australia.
We did not do a cruise line. I know you've met my brother. He went on the Reader cruise with us, and he arranged everything.
Wow.
I just showed up with my injured self and got fodder for more comedy in my books, pretty much.
And you guys, if you haven't read Mel yet, oh my gosh, you are missing out. She is so
yeah. Sheila and I think we read each other's books and we're like, oh, we got to be funnier. Oh.
I know. We crack each other up. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so she's great fun, and I appreciate you hanging with us tonight. This has been really a good time. We're going to say bye to our Insta people first. Thanks everybody for joining us live. That was great fun.
Yeah.
For our Facebook ladies, again, I hope you posted if you were interested in a book. I'll try and read the post. I'm going to have dinner first, but we'll have Gerhard pick a couple winners, and somebody will get a book, and we'll announce that. And I will, before I go eat, I have that link. I'll post that for you to find. So thanks for joining us, guys. Have a great week.
Yeah.